What's up guys, it's Warren here, and in today's video I'm basically going to show you how I made 7,000 USD in 2 weeks trading just one strategy on one market. Let's go. Okay, so close this. If I show you one of my FTMO rewards, you'll see I got paid out on the 30th of April 2026 this year, and I got paid out 7,685. I actually made a lot more than that, but of course FTMO takes 20%, right? So I'm going to show you my account matrix. You see account matrix for this one here. We have my balance I made. If I show you the actual stats here, my consistency score is 78%, which is actually almost the best, because at 80% it's actually very good. I made 19.2%. I was actually on the FTMO leaderboard. I think I was third or second place, right? And you can see that my max daily max loss was only 0.4%, and 3.1% on my max daily loss, right? If I actually show you my graph, you can see that from the start of the account, if I zoom out, we just started and then we started booming up, right? I started this account on the 15th of April, closed it on the 29th. You can see that's 2 weeks. Account size was a 50,000 USD account. And if I come down to my stats, basically you can see from the 15th we made 2,000. This is where I had my max loss, which was 3%, so 3.1%. And then from there we were like 3,000, 5,000, 800. And then we took very small losses. You can see that my win rate is like 55%, risk to reward 3.8, and the rest of the stats. Okay. So if I come down here, it's basically all of these. So how exactly did I make this money, guys? I want to show you that, right? I basically use one strategy on one market. I specialize in the NASDAQ, the US 100, and I've studied this chart for around 5 years now, 5+ years. And it's all I ever look at. I think I put around 20,000 hours into this, just looking at candlesticks. Right. So if I come to US 100, which is my chart right now, currently I was waiting for a buy. Today is Monday, the 15th of June. And I was waiting for a buy. I got my first buy. I missed the other one. Right. So basically, if we come back all the way to April, right, all the way to April, the way I trade NASDAQ was basically like from the 13th of April, from here. We were just in a constant bullish move, right? I think I had like 0 sells during this period. So if I come here on the 14th of April, we were just buying. We were buying. Basically, my strategy is called projection. I basically project each of the moves, right? My average risk to reward, my system is mechanical. The risk to reward is 1 point. So it's, on paper, on backtesting, it's 1:2.8. I mean 1:2.3. My risk to reward is 1:3, right? But because of spread and pending entries, you always, the broker spread, it actually gets diluted to that 1:2.8. It's still super solid though, right? Like basically you can see here on the 14th of April, I saw the market going up here, and we basically went long around here with my stop loss below this low, and then we were targeting 1:3, right? Now a lot of people will be like, just make that stop loss at the lows, and then you'll just put a target 1:3. You don't willingly just put your TP anywhere. My TP is actually super constructed, right? Basically the market tells me where it's gonna go. So if I actually come here, based on this this impulsive move here and this retracement down here, I know that my TP is actually gonna be like around somewhere around there, right? So I'll put it around, I'll fib it around the 50% level, and then we'll come down here and then we were basically catching 1:3s. Then the next day was the 15th of April. I saw another move here. We knew that the market would come down here. The probability of it was extremely high. It's never certainty. And then we'd take 1:3 around here. Right. Then coming down here, I think on the 16th of April we probably took a loss, right? Because the market structure, it came up, made this high, and then took out this low. So if we did enter, we would have taken a loss here, which is why my win rate is actually 55%, right? Because we obviously take losses, but my risk to reward covers that, right? So I think we were around here, we ended somewhere here. I think we were aping at 1:3, but the market gave us that. I think it was around here, and probably here, yeah. So the market comes up here, we get stopped out. That's fine, and I was cool with that, no issues, right? This is actually, I mostly only use capital. I don't know why this market keeps opening FP markets, but I only use capital.com as my source of truth, right? Because it's the most accurate. And we were basically on the here, right, around April. So basically from the 15th of April, all I was saying was buys, right? This was the 17th of April. Market comes down here. I think this was another buy. So I only enter on the 15-minute chart. It was a buy here. You could see that okay, price comes down here. My stop loss would have been here. Or target 1:3 again. Right. The next day we would have skipped all of this. From what I remember, we took a trade here. So basically I wait for a swing high and a swing low, and I have a higher time frame bias, which is the daily, right? So I actually look at the market structure on the daily. I'll see if it's breaking structure and it's actually bullish, and then on the 4-hour I also make sure that the structure is bullish. So only when the daily and the H4 are bullish, I will go for buys. When the daily is bearish and H4 is bearish, I will go for sells on the 15-minute. I will never look for setups below 15 minutes, and I will never look at the weekly either. Weekly is nice to look at, but weekly is always just like too big of a move, too big of candles to actually worry about. As long as I have my daily and H4 in line, most of the time my trades work out. So once that is in line, you can see that. Let me show you actually. So on the daily, from the 14th of April, right, to the 30th of April, this was just a bullish impulse, which was super nice. And if I come to the 4-hour, you'll see that the 4-hour from the 15th of April, bullish, bullish, bullish. They changed to bearish here around the 21st of April because it closed bearish. Then it changed back to bullish. It was bullish, 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 bullish all the way till the end of the month. Changed to bearish here. And then, so there's the whole criteria I look for. Change of structure, change of character for it to be bearish. So if the H4 is bearish and the daily is bullish, then I don't take any trades. If the daily is bearish and the H4 is bullish, I still don't take trades. They both must be in sync for me to go on the 15-minute and take trades. But since April, that month of that 2 weeks of April was just bullish majority of the time, I was just buying, right? Zero sells. And yeah. So if we come down here on the 15th of April, and yeah, so over here, 16th we made money. I think here we also made money because we entered for the longs here, and then we would have TP'd I think around here, 1:3. Yeah, because we made a high here, we took that high out, we came back in there, and then I would aim for around 1:3. Then the next day on the 22nd of April, let me see, So we would have ignored all of Asian liquidity. It comes down here, then it takes this high out, then I think we entered around here, and then we aimed for 1:3 here. And then you can see hit TP exact and reversed, right? And basically we continued buying this market for 1:3. Some were losers, 50%, 45% of them were losers, 55% were winners, and then that's how we kind of accumulated that whole 9,000, right? You can see here. 15th we bought, 16th is where we took all the losses. I think we took 3 losses in a row. 17th we won, 20th, 21, 21st, all winners. 1 loss today, then it says 5 trades because sometimes I break my trades into portions, right? Sometimes maybe I'll enter early and I quickly close it and then I'll enter again, but generally most of my trades are like less than 10, right? Most of the time it's like 1, 2 max I take is 2 trades. Some are just partitioned into very smaller trades. But yeah guys, that's exactly how we made this money in 2 weeks. And then I think the next video I'll show you the next profit split from 28th of April, so 29th of April up to like 15th of March. I think we made 4,000 USD in another 2 weeks. But yeah guys, so this is kind of my system. I trade a 1:3 risk to reward system. I only trade US 100. I'm a specialist.